Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is all over. We didn't need tie breaks. We have a clear and cut Tata Steel champion. How many games will we have to cover? I'm not going to tell you. I am going to tell you that every game becomes more and more important. We start off with Nodirbek Abdusattorov. If he wins, it's all over. He is the Tata Steel champion. He secures his first Tata Steel championship. He's got the black pieces against Jorden van Foreest. We have e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, and bishop to c4, an Italian game. Bishop to c5 and b4. Honestly, I don't know what you do if you're Jorden here, right? Because Jorden van Foreest, he's not playing for much. He could very much just go for something like a c3, a gioco piano, and then we get, knight f6, and then he can play d3. And we play, a very quiet Italian, and we quickly make a draw. He could maybe, play one of these lines where you can often force a quick draw. He plays b4, the Evans Gambit. Unhinged. Because what happens now is takes, c3, bishop drops back to a5, and now you play d4. Pawn to d6, you might say, wait, hang on, can't you take this? Because how do you take back? You can, but queen b3 becomes a problem, and your lack of development is a problem. Because you can't get away with d5, you can't really defend that, you've got to play like knight a6, but then I just snap take. So here you've got to play like queen e7, and then, short castles, and this is why people play the Evans Gambit. It's very, very good. So we have d6 in the game. Queen b3 all the same, but now queen d7, slight difference. Short castles, bishop to b6, and now knight bd2. And for the cost of a pawn, white has developed, 4 of their pieces. The black king is still in the center. There are constant threats now about to be made, and white's not doing too badly. The engine still favors black, but it's not so bad. Knight a5 now gets rid of one of these main threats. Queen drops back, and we grab the bishop. So now black has the bishop pair, but a bit of a lack of development, and also they're not going to be keeping it for very long. I'm about to grab that dark squared bishop. So queen c6, I grab the dark squared bishop, you take, and now I take in the center, and I'm going to be getting my pawn back. But for the cost of that pawn, getting that back, I've now got this dreadful looking structure. I do hit the queen, but the queen will move. The rook is open, and so this is a problem. So queen e6, and all of a sudden there are threats. Not right now, but you have to be wary of them. So, queen e6, now f4 defends the knight, knight to f6, and now c4. Trying to defend everything. Short castles, bishop to b2, queen drops to e7, and now a4. And white is trying to play with this dynamically. It's giving Nodirbek everything he wants. He wanted a dynamic game. If this was a quick draw, it goes to his opponent. It gives the other players chances to catch him. It gives Javokhir Sindarov, his countryman, a chance to catch him. Knight to d7. Knight drops back to f3. But Nodirbek can't lose this. Remember this. Rook fe1. White is starting to get a good initiative going. They're going to start trying to push here and create opportunities. Like black had to play f6. They haven't moved their dark squared bishop. The knight's come out here, which is not doing too badly. It's putting pressure on things that need pressuring. But white's doing alright. We get e5, f5, very good, closing down. You do not, I repeat, you do not want to take. Rook takes e5 firstly is a huge problem, because I can swing and then all of a sudden I've got a massive amount of threats. For example, queen f7, knight g5. And you've got serious problems because you can't take this, you lose. Queen takes h7, mate in 1. So you've got to be ultra careful, so you've got to play something like bishop f5, at which point there's queen c3 and threatening problems over there. So you've got to be careful. f5 closes everything down. Knight to d4, knight to e6, and we grab this pawn. But queen f7, I'm going to be getting this one back. So I'm not too phased. The knight drops back to e3, knight takes f4, now we get the knight to d5, and bishop moves out to e6. You might say, wait, hang on. Can't you just take this and, win the pawn back? Not really, because there's queen takes c7, and when you're left with 2 double pawns, it's quite bad. And I could be able to still push this pawn. So you've got to play this in the right way. So bishop e6 is better. Now knight takes f4, queen takes f4 is better for black. This trade for white is no good. What you have to do is be patient and play something like rook a3 and swing the rook over this way. That's what you have to do to kind of continue on with what you were going for. But knight takes f4 is no good. Now queen takes, now you play rook ad1. Black is in the driver's seat queen, rook a8 first. We trade off a set of rooks. You kick out my queen. I go to h4. Black is struggling here because black is doing well here. Sorry, you can see white is struggling. These 3 pawns are not good. The bishop has pressure. The queen has pressure. You might say, wait, hang on. In this position, can't you take? You can, but you kind of give away your advantage because remember these are opposite colored bishops. So yes, you can, but no, you can't. So queen to h4. Black is pushing for the win. Now have a comfortable position. Rook to e4, queen back to e7, rook to e3, queen c5. Pins the rook temporarily. We play h3. Now rook to d4, and bishop a3 is a huge mistake. There is only two moves here maybe. There's a couple, but the best move here in this position is actually bishop b2 to remove this rook. You might say, wait, it doesn't really remove the rook because I'm going to take, but there's queen d3 and I'm getting in to the back rank. Now you've got to play some. Now rook takes a4, go all in. Now if I give, you can play queen d8 check. There's king f7, and the rook is still pinned to the king, but now I have like queen d2 coming back, and this is better position. Bishop a3 is too far because check, king comes up, check, and you give me the rook, and now I have everything I need to pick at your weaknesses. I give you check, I take the queen, and I promote into a winning opposite color bishop endgame. And Nodirbek Abdusattorov, he is in spectacular form, converts an opposite color bishop endgame to win his first ever Tata Steel title. It didn't matter what Javokhir Sindarov did or any of the other chasers. When it mattered most, Nodirbek Abdusattorov held his calm, and he is champion. We will look now, when I change the view, to see the final standings or how everything unfolded as soon as I load the page. There it is. You can see Tata Steel Masters, Nodirbek Abdusattorov wins against Yagiz Kaan. It did not matter that Javokhir Sindarov also won. He defeated Tata van Foreest. He did everything he could. Unfortunately, Nodirbek picking up the victory. Jorden van Foreest drawing with Prodigy, Babu. Vincent Keymer and Gukesh making a draw. Hans Niemann and Anish Giri making a draw. Vladimir Fedoseev also picking up a victory. Yagiz Kaan and Matthias Blubom drawing. So, the final standings. Oh my gosh, what's going on with this website? Standings. At the end of 13 rounds and over 2 weeks of play, it is Nodirbek Abdusattorov with 9 out of 13. 9 out of 13, an incredible performance, +5. Then it is Javokhir Sindarov, and there is a distance then to the rest of the field. Jorden van Foreest, Hans Niemann, and Vincent Keymer all finish on 7.5. 7 points for Matthias Blubom and Yagiz Kaan Erdogmus. 6.5 points for Vladimir Fedoseev, Anish Giri, and Gukesh. 5.5 points for Pragnananda. 4.5 for Arvind, 4.5 for Arjun, and 3 points for Tie-Dye. And that is how the Tata Steel Masters finished. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations all around for Nodirbek Abdusattorov. Absolutely incredible performance. We go to the players here. We can go into Nodirbek. Uzbekistan, 2700, born in 2004. Here is how it went. He lost one game, and that was to Anish Giri. He picked up wins against Pragnananda. He picked up wins against Gukesh and Vincent Keymer and Arjun and Blubom. 6 victories overall, 1 loss, +5 performance. He was a grandmaster at 13 years old. He has finally conquered Tata Steel.